Hey, it's Paul with LSPDATA. We focus on niche data to help you find your next off-market deals. So this is a continuation of our new platform. And on this video, I want to focus on the pre-foreclosure side of our platform. But I want to step back real quick and just remind you that most likely you're not closing deals because you're chasing the wrong data. And if you give me 2 minutes, I'll quickly explain. But from our platform point of view, we're going to help you find, pre-foreclosures in an easy manner, right? And again, made this sort of, you've probably seen this image a couple of times. This is where our data comes from, right? And we try to be transparent about where the data comes from because we're not doing anything, super secretive, right? And again, a lot of this data, specifically when it comes to pre-foreclosures, it all comes from your local county clerk, right? And a lot of you know, and probably you're doing, you're grabbing them locally, right, through PDFs and a lot of manual entry. Maybe you pay your virtual assistants or someone, that you found on Fiverr or wherever the country is from. You pay them to do this manually, right? So it takes work, and where the data comes from. So just wanted to, give you a little bit fresher. And if you're not aware of this, and this is new, well, spend some time to try to learn a little bit about this, because there's a series of live events that take place before someone ends up in a pre-foreclosure situation, right? So you, from the real estate point of view, whether you're an investor, wholesalers, whatever it is, a lot of times you're trying to help that homeowner in that situation, right? Because it may be going through financial struggle and that sort of thing. But again, there's a series of events that takes place before a pre-foreclosure happens and ultimately maybe an auction, right? So again, I know a lot of you use very popular sites, right? And I just wanted to give you an idea of what are pre-foreclosures in other platforms, right? And which is great, but you are limited to about 3 or 4 document types, right? I wanted to remind you that for us, obviously, like I said, our primary sort of advantage is that we take care of niche data, right? And we refresh our records pretty consistently. When it comes to actual document types that lead to pre-foreclosure, there's a lot, right? And some counties have more than 30 and that sort of thing. So I just want to give you an idea that a lot of times you may be missing out on a lot of pre-foreclosures, or I would call them instrument types, or this type of documents, right? So think of this list pendants, right? Appointment of substitute of trustee, loan modification, reinstatement, right? Bankrupt proceedings, etc. And there's tax liens, all sorts of liens that, again, it depends a lot on where you're located and your jurisdiction, like whether you're in Texas, Florida, Arizona is very different from northern states. And just wanted to give you an idea of also, how many days you may have as a heads up to, reach out to that particular homeowner. So with that in mind, again, LSPDATA, our new platform, we revamped it. There's the county data, which is the pre-foreclosure and the code violations. So in this case, we'll select Dallas County as our pre-foreclosure. And again, we have access to a lot more counties within Texas and other states as well. So again, we're trying to make it super simple for you to come in and identify those pre-foreclosures pretty easily, right? So in a document that I showed a second ago on the Canva, some of those document types that I mentioned are here. So there's a lot of them that are interesting, right? Affidavit of heirship. There is, again, a lot of those are depending on the county, right? And we're pulling all of those to make it easy on you, right? If you wanted to choose those, like modification of mortgage, there's notice as well. That could be notice of foreclosure. There's a lot, as you can see, right? You could do that, or you can also just select here our county pre-foreclosures, and we're doing the heavy lifting for you, right? So in this case, there's already a lot of those, selected for you. So it makes it super simple. And as you can see, this is actually August 4th. And we're going to provide you, this records on a weekly. A lot of them depends on how often those records are released from the county themselves. but it makes it very easy, right? And let's say here you were interested, just like any other platform, we're trying to make it super easy for you to select the property types that you're interested in, right? So you can either do by state classification, and we're gonna add obviously the what is it that you want, right? So in this case, we are interested in most likely single family properties, right? So you could do single family residences, right? Let's say you're interested in targeting absentee owners, or whenever you're doing skip tracing, individual owners, right? Instead of reaching out to LLCs, companies, and that sort of thing. So we can easily do this and filter those out, right? So in this case, we have pre-foreclosures for properties that were released in the last, couple of days. And again, depending on some of them, you can easily just find those documents yourself and just get more information. Or if you're interested, you could literally just grab those, put them in ChatGPT. What does this mean, right? How many days does it give me to be able to reach out to the property owners, right? Let's say in this example, obviously you can also select all the columns that you're interested in here to export, or just show them here in the site, right? We typically include some of those Google links so you can get an idea of how the property may look like or where is it located, right? And again, it's as easy as doing export here. So for the sake of this, I'm just gonna export the first 10. We don't really have any limitations, but we do, every export is 2,500. And the other thing that we've improved in the platform is that you can exclude previously exported files, right? In this case, based on the selection that we made, there's 5,228. Here, as you can see, it has that you're interested in, right? To do to export, skip trace. If you're doing mailers, that information, it's readily available. And again, we'll add more filters as we progress the platform, but the idea is to make it super easy for you to come in and export your records, right? The other feature that we've added as well, the ability to email, you can set up an email schedule to send you some of those pre-foreclosures, right? So you can say weekly pre-foreclosures, and you can set those up on the daily, weekly. For the sake of this, I just want to test it out. Let's go ahead and we're gonna send this to myself. We'll do, say, absentee owners. I'm just interested in individuals. And here we're gonna add a couple of more options for you to select, just those pre-foreclosures. Right now, I'm just showing those a bit of a demo, as well as selecting those zip codes, right? So we do encourage you to select specific zip codes that you're doing business at, right? And then in this case, I just want to do maybe the last 7 days, right? I'm going to save the schedule, and I'm gonna run it. We'll give it here 1 second for this to run. But yeah, the idea here is also maybe you don't want to log into the platform all the time, right? Or maybe you have easy integrations with your CRM, and now you can set up directly to your CRM, right? And you can basically get those lists here, and again you get the similar report straight to your email. Makes it super easy, right? So those are some of the sort of improvements that we made so far. Again, based on your feedback, we'll continue improving it. And if you don't see the county or the state, again, we're trying to expand nationwide. If you don't see it, feel free to reach out, right? Makes it super easy to work with us. And obviously, we're always available for a Zoom call, so we can walk you through it or explain a little bit more of the platform. But again, the idea is come in, select those, pre-foreclosures, export, and do marketing, right? If you want to add other things like tax delinquencies and that sort of thing, that's great as well. But again, the value that our customers get is from those, county documents, which do take a lot of work to export and pull together and tie it to a individual property, right? So I'm not going to show any names here, but as you can see, makes it super easy. If you're interested in signing up, just go to LSP Data, right? You can make this, turn it on to see better and get started. You can sign up with Google as well. And once you do sign up, you just have to verify your email. Once you verify your email, you're going to see a window that looks like this, right? You sign up for the pre-foreclosure platform or the code violation. And at any time, if you do decide to subscribe, you can subscribe to the individual counties. In this case, say Dallas, Harris County. You can sign it to the state subscription, which gives you access to all of the counties in that state. Or there's also a nationwide subscription. So in this case, say you're interested in signing up for Texas, right? If you want a 7-day free trial, you just enter the words LSP Data and subscribe. If you don't, you can just, subscribe straight and start using our service. If you have any questions in general, what you can do is you can schedule a demo with us and just set up a quick 30-minute call, and we'll walk you through the platform, and hopefully, you get a lot of value. And again, focus on niche data, and that's our bread and butter. And thank you for watching.